Ratmore gang, this might sound like a joke, but I'm very serious. Pokemon-related crime is going through the roof. It's at all-time highs, okay? These Charizard bandits out here are robbing places for their Pokemon cards and making away with six-figure sums. This is not a joke, all right? I might have to mask up and go and do a Diglett drill myself. Okay, because these guys are getting racks off of stealing Pokemon cards, and it really says a lot about how valuable Pokemon cards have gotten, and also just how easy it is to go and just snatch a piece of cardboard from somebody and come up multiple thousands of dollars. So recently, okay, we've seen this news going around on CNN and other places. This has been viral. Basically, a Pokemon card store in Manhattan was targeted by armed men who stole over $100,000 of rare Pokemons. Okay, this is crazy.
Surveillance video shows the terrifying moments inside a New York City Pokemon shop as robbers drew guns on customers and then smashed the display cases with hammers.
Real smash catch-ems out here, man. You gotta be careful.
Looted over $100,000 worth of merchandise. They went to the back, they robbed our cash registers, and then they were out. All within 3 minutes.
The Poke Court has only been open for 2 months, and the owner was hosting their first community event to decorate Pokemon cards when this happened, according to WABC.
It's just very unfortunate that, you have a few bad apples ruin it for the rest of the community.
No one was hurt. The store is now open again, and WABC reports might hire an armed guard. CNN has reached out to the NYPD for comment.
Hiring an armed guard to protect the Pokemons is crazy. Imagine getting clapped and sent to hell over a goddamn Blastoise. It's actually insane, okay? Now, just days prior to that Manhattan heist, another robbery in Washington apparently resulted in the theft of $40,000 worth of Pokemon cards. How nuts is this?
You could see where a thief smashed through to get inside this Everett gaming store. And this isn't the only store in Western Washington that's picking up thousands of dollars worth of damages while thieves take off with cards worth thousands more. It happened in a matter of seconds. As surveillance video from Mugu Games last Thursday shows someone breaking in the store and try to make off with valuable Pokemon cards, which we see this person was willing to go great lengths for.
Went back outside, grabbed an axe is what it looked like, came in, smashed the window, grabbed some stuff.
Owner Michael Doran says in total, over $40,000 worth of Pokemon cards were stolen, including one card worth over $4 grand alone.
We feel like he was targeting a specific card because he left a lot of other high-value cards that were around there.
Sadly, Doran says this isn't new.
We've been broken into 4 times. We've been armed robbed once. We've had multiple snatch and grabs of thousands of dollars worth of product.
And his store isn't the only one in Washington this week cleaning up thousands of dollars worth of damage.
I was watching it in real time. It's a little frustrating and a little scary. Have some dude, grabbing all the stuff off the shelves.
But Doran's
Now, it is pretty scary having a dude grab all the stuff off the shelves, right? It's out of line. But fortunately, okay, even though this is happening all over America, some cops are getting hold of these Bulbasaur bandits, all right? And they're actually breaking these gangs apart and they're catching them for their Pokemon-related crimes, thank God.
3 people are behind bars for stealing thousands in Pokemon cards and then trying to cash in at a Fort Myers shop. Deputies arrested this trio, Deshaun Boyd, Jimmy Satan, and Jermaine Warren this afternoon.
They took $10,000 worth of the Pokemon cards from Gorka's Poke Barn in Collier County, then tried to sell them to Dynamo Collectibles in Fort Myers. Gulf Coast News reporter Madison Adams spoke with the store owner who caught them.
And said, that's them, called cops.
Busted! You're watching Lee County deputies walk in on 3 thieves trying to sell $10,000 worth of Pokemon cards at Dynamo Collectibles off US 41 in Fort Myers.
Right now, card games are the hottest thing.
Each pack is like a lottery ticket. You never know what you're going to find inside. One of these cards could be worth up to $1,000.
Mark Nestico says they walked in his store with 29 booster boxes filled with packs of Pokemon cards.
The reason people are stealing these cards primarily is because they're almost untraceable. If you pull a card from a booster pack, there's no serial number.
He distracted the suspects while his employee called 911.
Joking with them, having a really good time. We let them open free packs.
Less than an hour before, deputies say the trio stole them from Gorka's Poke Barn in Collier County using a fraudulent credit card.
We hadn't had advanced knowledge that they were stolen. They almost 100% would have gotten away with it. But they said they were from the area and that one of them was selling the stuff because they were going to foreclose on his house.
The three are in the Lee County jail. Deputies are still investigating, and tonight I noticed...
Nah, they did them dirty. They did them dirty. What the hell? They really put their pictures on the Pokemon Gotta Catch 'Em All fucking... Oh, man. They really did a number on these Squirtle stealing scumbags, man. Look at the way that they did them dirty. Gotta catch them all.
The three are in the Lee County jail. Deputies are still investigating.
Which one of these three? All right, which one of these three eggheads are you choosing? All right, when you first start the new career on Pokemon Yellow, you got a choice. You get to pick out 3 rare Pokemon. Which one of these clowns are you choosing for your starter Pokemon? Right?
In the Lee County jail, deputies are still investigating, and tonight I noticed more Pokemon cards inside the suspect's car in the parking lot.
Oh yeah! Let me get my camera back out.
Reporting in Fort Myers, Madison Adams, Gulf Coast News.
So look, this is serious. All right, this is serious. So from here, okay, news reports have been highlighting a significant uptick in Pokemon-related crimes over recent years. This has now become the perfect crime because, as they said in that previous one, ain't no serial numbers. If somebody pulls a rare Charizard out of a pack, all right, I'm showing my age, right, because I'm still on V1 Pokemon. But if somebody pulls a rare card and you rob them at gunpoint and take it, you stole that shit, ain't nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do, man. So it's the perfect crime.
It's becoming a familiar story nationwide. From Burbank, California.
They make a second approach to come back, smash some more glass, grab some more vintage Pokemon packs.
To Western Washington. Store owners saying they're taking action.
Should we be having an armed guard in here? Should we have people working 24/7 in here? Those answers are yes. Unfortunately, we have to spend a lot of money on security 24/7.
The robberies come amid a massive run-up in Pokemon card values, as cards like this Charizard almost 6 times as valuable now as it was 5 years ago. And something I found out firsthand.
I know Pokemon cards.
Valuable now.
That ain't that, bro. I've got this card. It ain't no first edition. If this is a first edition, this card worth hundreds of thousands, I swear. But anyway,
as it was 5 years ago. And something I found out firsthand when I went to find out the value of part of my Pokemon card collection as part of a Today Show story last year. And this is an 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
amazing.
Like,
for
that's
that
like
card,
mint.
It's mint. Yeah, like that's really, really good for this card.
As it turns out, one of the cards I sold after that was stolen in the armed robbery in New York City this week. The owners posting photos, this serial number matching mine, as part of their call for people to be on the lookout for the valuable cards.
Damn, the host of the news show even got his Pokemon card stained, man. Ain't nobody safe. All right. So, look, this whole situation is absolutely wild. And as was kind of hinted at in that interview, reports are basically suggesting that this wave of thefts are actually the result of low product supply and just a massive boom in Pokemon cards actually being treated as an investment now.
It's chaos at Costco. What's all the mayhem over? Pokemon cards. That's right, the Pokemon craze is back, and it's causing pandemonium at stores as customers hustle to fill shopping carts full of the coveted collectible cards. Watch as this pallet loaded with Pokemon cards is wheeled out to the Costco floor. Shoppers scramble to get their hands on the cards.
Some of these Pokemon cards can fetch tens of thousands of dollars when sold on eBay and other sites online. Consequently, cops say thieves are now on the prowl, creating a new Pokemon crime wave of break-ins across the country.
In Detroit, surveillance video caught this thief pawing through cases of Pokemon cards at a store. Cops say he made off with $50,000 worth of cards. Outside Baltimore, authorities say these 2 suspects shoplifted $25,000 worth of cards. And in Massachusetts, cameras captured this brazen thief smashing his way off with a Pokemon haul worth over $100,000.
These go for anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000.
Philippe Andre runs First Edition Collectibles in New Bedford.
They target a very few specific items off the top shelf and then move over to the sealed vintage display and grab just a couple boxes.
He says the thief was after these carefully preserved individual cards or slabs.
It was 6 to 7 slabs, all Charizards for the most part, with the exception of 1 Blastoise, and then 2 vintage sealed boxes.
This is just surreal. This is actually, how are we in 2026? This is the type of thing we're seeing on the news.
All Charizards for the most part, with the exception of one Blastoise, and then 2 vintage sealed boxes, all accumulating to about $115,000.
The New Bedford Police Department helped recover some of Andre's cards when someone tried to resell them to another nearby store.
Recovered thus far is about $50,000 of memorabilia.
Andre says stores like his are a target because rare Pokemon cards can resell for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It's a supply and demand issue. Not enough supply and too much demand. People are buying stuff out. When you can buy something for $25 and immediately sell it for $100, then people are going to get competitive. You know, people see the dollar signs, and unfortunately, that's what it's come down to.
Cops say as long as shoppers keep up the Pokemon pandemonium, the thieves will keep striking.
Where this Pokemon memorabilia and these cards become a target is because of their value. They're worth a lot of money.
Now, when people say that these are being turned into investments, I really mean that. So there's a whole subreddit called Poke Investing, all right? And ironically, it seems like the thing that really is making money is actually booster packs. It's not necessarily having the best Charizard. These do go up in money. I mean, look, they even got sealed Pokemon games, all right? I'd be collecting sealed games, I'm not going to lie. But basically, the things that are really the come up right now, and that's why you're seeing people fighting over these booster packs when they get launched, is because it's all about the boosters. Like, you never know, you might have $100,000 card in one of these booster packs from back in the day. All right, so basically this is now how it's all going down. All right, they're basically in here collecting their Pokemon cards. They're looking at it like investments. They're breaking it all down. There's memes and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the new wave. Okay, so if you want to make some money Poke investing, you can go to r/Poke investing, all right, and find out what's going on. People got sealed packs, like sealed base set booster boxes. I'm not gonna lie, I would actually love to get my hands on a sealed base set booster box. Can you imagine? This might have a brand new PSA 10 perfectly preserved Charizard in it. The value of this is off the chain. You would get robbed at gunpoint for this. All right, you will actually get robbed. They are not playing around. And it's interesting, right? Because even on the Pokemon investing forums, right, people are basically having memes about, oh, Pokemon trading in 2019 was different. People were loving I got a shiny. I completed my collection. I can get cards easily. You got any swaps? Nowadays, it has become a full-blown investment category. This card has a 240 ROI. It's junk. I trade at 80%, collector graphs. This is a revolutionary alpha generating diversified asset class. The finance bros have taken over the Pokemon theme and turned it into an investment category, and now they're going to rob you at gunpoint for your Charizards, all right? They can't really rob you at gunpoint for your stocks and shares, really. That's not going to go too far. I can't transfer you all my Weeble stocks at gunpoint. Crypto, they be doing that, and now Pokemon cards is going the same way as crypto, man. So even members of the Pokemon subreddit, right, the Pokemon trading card game subreddit, not the Poke investing subreddit, but even the original Pokemon subreddit, all right, they're reacting to this armed robbery that we saw at the start of the video, and people are very disappointed, all right? And, bro, the Pokemon nerds are now having to realize they need to step with security too, all right? People saying, remember, with added value comes a need for added security. Many people have had collections once valued at $1,000 to $5,000 jump in value 10 times, only to be the target of thieves. Your security should match your value. If you have 50 grand in cards, you probably need more than a single zipper binder to keep it secure. This advice was given on the New Year's update post a week ago. We continue to see a trend of robberies and have no expectation it'll go away until it's not worth doing. 100K in 3 minutes and no immediate identification from security footage is insane. Take this as a warning. The word is out on Pokemon card values. If you're a vendor or shop and handle tens of thousands in easy to carry products, you need a security system that will be able to clearly identify those that it doesn't deter. Everything from silent alarms to possibly using dummy displays, physical security and digital security should be being used. Also, as general shoppers, if you see something, say something. Someone swiping cards from a binder, people looking for blind spots in a shop, someone trying to spread fakes, all of this hurts the hobby. Anyone can be desperate enough to do this. It's not about certain people, it's about perceived value. People saying, growing up playing with and collecting Pokemon, I never would have expected it to turn into this. Sad, all right? I'm not gonna. This comment just triggered me. All right, it says I did, but only because I brought my collection into kindergarten to show off my base set collection during a show and tell, and definitely got robbed during recess. Came back and it was gone. Learned very young people can be terrible. 23 years later, well, turns out people are still terrible. That just reminded me when I was a youth, when I was a kid, I got stained for my Pokemon cards. I had the original. It was like what, the base set booster box where you get the full deck of 60 cards. I had the shiny Machamp. All right, first edition. Oh man, I remember this so well, man. I had that first edition of Machamp. This is taking me back. This is hitting me in the feels. And I got stained for my whole set, man. I got stained for my whole set. All right. Okay. I had to get the olders involved. I got some of the cards back, but it was never the same. I never got my full deck, my full 60 or 30 or however many cards it was deck. I never got it fully back. All right. And this Machamp, the loss of this Machamp still haunts me at night. I'm still traumatized by the loss of this Machamp. I remember even as a kid, you had to protect your deck, all right? Forget Wu-Tang, protect your neck. This is protect your deck, all right? You got to protect your Pokemon cards at all cost. And as that person on Reddit said, all right, if you walking around with tens of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise, you just came up, your Charizard worth 10x all of a sudden, you picked the right one, you got to be careful because the robbers, all right, the smash ketchums, they might pick the right one and come and rob your ass. So you got to be careful, man. It's actually a sad state of affairs. I mean, I do have some respect. I mean, these Pokemon bandits out here, okay, it's pretty gangster, I'm not gonna lie. Like, actually out here being a real life Poke Bandit, like these fools are out here real life Team Rocket, all right? This is a real gang, all right? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be merching it on Team Rocket. So you gotta be careful out there, all right? Let me know what you guys think down below. There's a whole bunch more Pokemon robbery stories that I could get into that we didn't even cover in this video. If you found that interesting, you want a deeper dive, let me know, man. I could even do a full documentary on this shit because it does interest me. I'm actually passionate about this topic. But anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next vid. That is crazy. I'll see you there. Bye.